Oh, we're back, and I'm recording a video which is my screen capture software OBS is working, so I'm going to explain how I edit video. So for me, the tools that I use for video editing, I use, well, it's a lot of stuff. We'll start off just by saying I use Sony Vegas, and I use Adobe Audition as my DAW, my digital audio editor. Now I also use Reaper for recording some stuff if I need more modern stuff, because Adobe Audition is really old. If you don't have Adobe Audition, it's very similar to Audacity. So I just opened up my Sony Vegas. Here I've made a file, a folder in my D drive, which is called AAA Tutorial, and this is the source folder where I'm going to put all the files to make my video. My C drive runs Windows, and it also runs my Sony Vegas. So I'm going to put my files for the video on a separate, different physical hard drive, a D drive. And then the drive that I render to is the H drive. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hard drives in my computer. Okay. So ideally you're going to have 3 if you're going to do video editing. The C runs the Windows and the Vegas. The D holds the files you're going to edit together. And the E, or in my case H drive, is what you render the movie to. So I've opened up my Sony Vegas. Here I have made my master folder for all the files in the video. Here's the screen cap movie. There's my webcam movie. That's like the intro movie part. So I drag that intro part of me talking, and then here it goes to the screen cap. Now Vegas, when I first went to do this video, Vegas did not like the FLV file, and as you can see here, so I had to change that to render to a MOV and a movie. It gave me, I tried using MP4 and it gave me something about audio. As you can see here, we've got pretty loud audio on my webcam footage, and real quiet over here. Let's take a listen. It's quite a bit quieter. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this and then open copy in Audio Editor. Okay. That's going to take a minute to open my audio software, and then we're going to actually be looking at the audio wave. You can see it's pretty quiet. If we go over here and take a look at our original audio, you can see it's peaking out at like -3 dBs, where this is way quieter. Now one thing you could do, you could go into the effects of Vegas. I'm clicking the effects for the audio and adding a volume effect to it, and then just turn that up 6 dBs. That's one way we could do it. I'm going to reset that to 0 or close to it. I'm going to go ahead into my editor and crank this up using the editor to what I think is going to just about equal what I saw on the other one. Now let's hear what this sounds like before we commit. It's going to take a minute to edit that because it's 5 minutes of digital audio that needs to be boosted by 15 dBs. And the reason that was so quiet is this is the first time I've ever used that software. Google, because those are all BS. So we go ahead and save that. File save. And X out of this. And then we go back into our Vegas. And as you can see, it's taking a minute to reload that since we've altered it. And now there we'll go ahead and listen at a peak point here. I'll get to one of those peaks if you can see that. Here's a big peak here.
Use something called.
Here's a peak here.
It was set to render at FLV. I saved.
So yeah, it's close enough. I can go in here to the track effects on the audio for the video. They have a compressor, and we'll just set it
something called.
Yeah, see, that's a little bit intense.
Which is an audio mixer. It's an upgrade from the Windows Audio, so I probably will.
Yeah, this compressor is it's tricky to get it to sound nice. Let's lower the amount of compression to 2.
I had installed. Use this. It has a built-in Tor mixer. It's an upgrade from the Windows Audio.
See, what I'm going to do is insert another audio track. And
years ago when I first started doing this, there was a program called Fraps. In order to do that,
the problem is I'm too close to the microphone. I need to move my mic back. So this audio kind of can't be fixed. So basically what we have here is I tried to match the audio to get it about the same. You can see here it's peaking out at about 12. And then we'll try that over here.
It has a built-in Tor option.
This is a little bit louder, and it's a little bit more trebly. So I'm going to pull this down 2.1 dBs, and then we're going to go to the track EQ, and I'm going to pull down the high end significantly.
You see, to customize it, we go up to the settings. This I had installed.
So yeah, that's pretty good. So we've got this here. I could go through and edit it to remove anytime my face looks funny or I say and cut that out. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to save this, save as AAA Toot 001, we'll say. Save that, and then I'm going to go up here to render it, and that's going to be the time-consuming process for my computer renders, so we will not show that. But I'm going to render this at a small setting. If we go in here, I have that preset, and then here you can see, it's not going to take that long. It's editing this video together. This video was, it's a series of tutorial videos I'm going to be doing that are just on the tools that I use, meaning like Irfan View, Paint.net, and Camera Bag, Sony Vegas, Adobe Audition, Gadwin Print Screen, Adobe Audition, Open Broadcaster. So these are the tools that I love to use. I was just going to do a couple quick tutorial videos, and maybe this information would be helpful to you if you wonder how I go about doing what I do to produce the content that is on my YouTube channel. These are all the tools that I use to do what I do. So I thought that might be interesting for you guys. I'm going to try to not make these videos incredibly long. So I'm going to cut you guys loose, and let me know if you have any questions. I'm good about responding pretty much. I will say that if we're going to be typing and I'm going to spend an hour or more typing to you, that you get a hold of me somehow and give me your email address. You can go and find, by clicking on the flag or about and communicate, you can send me a private message. I will immediately delete your email and I won't spam it. I'll just email you. That way I don't have to type in a tiny window and I can use my spell check. And I mean, if you're asking something of me, you want my time and my expertise for free, I respect that, but I don't want to have to be forced to spend an incredible amount of time typing in a tiny window. That pisses me off. And if you're going to say you're my friend, that means you trust me enough to give me your goddamn email address. So anyway, thanks for joining me, and peace.